With linear inequalities and linear programming, it might also be listed as a word problem. So let's look at this problem. Seed costs for a farmer $105 per acre for corn and $60 per acre for soybeans. How many acres for each crop should the farmer plant if she wants to spend no more than $4,200? All right, so let's say that we want X to be listed for the acre for corn. So up here, it tells us 105 per acre. So if we have 1 acre, that means we pay $105. If we have 2 acres, it's 2 times 105. If we have 3 acres, it's 3 times 105. So we're going to say $105 times X. So we don't know what it is, or just 105X. Then we are going to call Y and let Y be the amount for soy. And same thing. If I have 1 acre, it's $60. 2 acre, it's 2 times 60 is 120. So we pretty much, so 60 times whatever amount of acres. So those are my two amounts. So now let's formulate it into a linear equation. So if I have $105 times per acre corn plus my 60Y, and it tells us no more than 4,200. So that is our bigger amount, but it needs to be less than or equal to, because we're willing to pay equal to 4,200. So here is my equation. So then I can look and find D, but the rest of the problem asks us draw the correct graph. All right, so we're going to now, we need to graph it. So same steps. I have my linear inequality. So I need to put in for the intercepts. So let's draw out and let's figure out our intercept so we can plot our point. We still have to graph it. So here was my equation, 105x plus 60y, no more equal to 4,200. So my first step is my intercepts. Make your table, put your zeros. Let's get some points so we can graph that. So instead of x from my inequality, I'm going to plug in 0 and then bring everything else to find y. We're finding the y-intercept because that's what's left. So 60y, divide by 60 on both sides. So my y equals, and again, you can change this to equals. When you get to the intercept stage, you can just do equals or just keep bringing it down if it doesn't mess you up. So y is 70. So now I'm going to start over, and instead of y, I'm going to put a 0. And I'm going to do that equals again. So 105x equals 4,200. Divide by 105. And so my x equals 40. So here are my 2 points, 0, 70. So that's my y-intercept. And 40, 0 is my x-intercept. So now that we have our intercepts, we can graph it, but we also need to, the second step is our test, right? So what's our test point? 0, 0. So let's use our original equation and plug in zeros for x and y and see if it's true. So 0, is 0 less than or equal to 4,200? Yes. So that means 0, 0 is shaded. So let's just draw a quick graph and put our intercepts 0, 70. So let's say 0, 70 is somewhere up here, And then x40 is somewhere right here. So let's look at our sign. Is our sign going to be a line or a dash? Well, it has the extra line underneath, so it is going to be a line. So we did our test point. 0, 0 is shaded. So that means it is this way. And those zeros, so here we have, this is saying 0 or x is greater than or equal to 0. So that means through the x, and then that's this way, right? Because acreage is positive. You can't have negative acreage. So all of these sections have a negative. You can't have negative acres. So it's always, for the word problem, is always going to be in quadrant 1 because it is positives. And then the same thing with y. So y at the 0, so this is this line. So you're going to go up, right? Because you have to be positive. You can't have negative acres and go down. So it is this middle point. It is bounded. And then here are 3 points, 0, 0, 0, 70, and 40, 0.